Hey Guardians, Ignite here, and now before we jump into this video, I want to apologize quickly if I sound a bit congested. The warmer weather really brings out this glorious thing known as seasonal allergies, so please bear with me on that end. This video is going to focus strictly on the spawn areas and their influencers in Twilight Gap for the controlled game mode. Before we jump into the spawns, I wanted to note that for my past two spawn guides I implemented brief and situational recommendations in order to help improve map knowledge, flow, and what spawns are preferred. But because of previous feedback, I'm going to refrain from that on this time around and focus purely on the spawns and what map occurrences can influence them. However, if you are interested in a more in-depth analysis on my part, please feel free to let me know because I would be more than happy to delve deeper. So to get started, there are a total of 6 spawn areas on Twilight Gap. And if you haven't noticed, this is more or less the theme for most Destiny Control maps. The first spawn area is Back A. This is the spawn Alpha Team starts with and is also normally utilized when the enemy team controls around half of the B control side of the map. That is, probably most of the catwalk. The second spawn area is also Back A but more towards the cliff and A railings. In other words, behind and under the A catwalk. This spawn is given to you when the enemy team is aggressively pushing the A control point from C and also when your team has predominant control of the B area for that given moment. The third spawn area is directly next to B control. Honestly, it's a really rare spawn you might experience every 5 to 6 games depending on your team and your enemy's playstyle, and it requires your enemy to have all control of the AC lane as to the point where the game does not calculate that the A catwalk or the C spawns are safe. Now the fourth spawn is within and next to the container room that is in the corner between the B and C control points. It is a spawn given to players when the enemy team controls half or more of the C-A lane from the A control point, and also when there is a light distribution of enemies near the B control. The fifth spawn is Back C, and actually it covers a generally wide area. As the trends have shown, it can be deduced that you are most likely to get this spawn when the enemy team is aggressively pushing the B control side of the map along the catwalk, as well as when they have a relatively light influence within the AC lane. The sixth and final spawn area is the C cannon spawn. This is also a relatively infrequent spawn area that most likely occurs when the enemy team has predominant control between A and B across the map. Another factor that also has to occur is for an enemy player or two to somehow block the C container and Back C spawns. This spawn, while rare, is not as rare as the B control spawn because of the amount of frequent activity that occurs at the B control point that would prevent safe spawning from occurring. Anyways, that about does it for this quick spawn guide, but real quick before you go, I would love to ask you what your thoughts would be in regards to my making some sort of recommendations guide that focuses on what spawn areas are preferred and why. In this video, I would weigh factors such as map constructed advantages or key traffic advantages, ammo accessibility, map aggression capacities, and spawn security and strengths. I would love to make a video that can also describe certain spawn pushes that could help you acquire favorable spawns when you do not have them. But yeah, please let me know if those are things that you'd be interested in, and I would be more than happy to make them. And as always, please feel free to leave a like if you liked it, a dislike if you didn't, and subscribe if you want to keep listening to me sound like I know what I'm talking about. I'm looking forward to seeing you out there on the battlefield, Guardians. Ignite, out.